Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Poppin' Off. I am your host, PD Popoff. How the hell is everybody doing this morning, huh? Doing all right? Doing good? Doing great? Doing grand? Good. So yeah, today what we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about the Epstein files. If anybody wants to chime in, go ahead, send a request or leave a comment. If not, off you go. Don't care. But yeah, that is what we're going to talk about. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the Super Bowl was Sunday. The game was shit. The game was shit. It was a defensive battle through and through, and the Seahawks came out on top, as we all know. But let's talk about the real issue, right? Let's talk about the real pressing issue of the Super Bowl, the halftime show. Do do people really care? Like, do people really give a shit about the halftime show? I, I guess I'm of the opinion and I'm of the belief that if that's the only thing you can complain about in life is the halftime show, consider yourself pretty blessed, pretty lucky. That that's really all I got on it. I don't know. I was on my phone on a different social media app, uh, the Instas, looking up racist reels while the halftime show was going on. And actually, let me correct that. I wasn't looking up those reels. They just popped up on my algorithm, and they were glorious. But what I will say is I didn't really pay attention. It was on in the background. I glanced up here and there. I didn't see anything overtly bad. I didn't see anything that make me be like, "Hey, I'm not gonna let my kids watch this." I don't know. I didn't see anything terrible with it. Now, I couldn't understand a lick of what they were saying, but I don't give a shit. I don't care. Didn't bother me. But apparently it bothered a few people, right? And I didn't tune into the other one, the TPUSA. I didn't tune into that mainly because I don't like Kid Rock. I don't like Bad Bunny. Kid Rock. I don't like Bad Bunny. It's not my cup of tea. It's not my flavor. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tune into TPUSA. I didn't tune into TPUSA. I didn't tune in really. Didn't. I don't know. I got nothing bad to say. It's not my music. I don't really particularly care for it, but I mean that's really my only critique. Same with Kid Rock. Not really my cup of tea. Definitely not my cup of tea to the point where I would actually have to search up a link and migrate over and distract from what I was doing, which was watching racist reels on the Instas. I was far too engaged with that. By the way, make sure you follow me over there as well. I mean, I, I sound like a broken record at this point because I don't have much to say about it. I didn't see two dudes kissing. All right. The closest that I saw to that was Ricky Martin making an appearance, but I didn't see any nipples coming out. I didn't see anybody flipping off the camera. I didn't see J Lo or Shakira trying to get me chubbed up. I didn't see anything wrong with it, man. Like I said, all I could say is I didn't understand a word they were saying. So if all you can bitch about and all you can complain about is the Super Bowl halftime, well, hey, you live a pretty blessed life, man. And I don't think people quite understand what I mean by that. Be grateful. Be grateful that the only thing you have in life that you can complain about is the Super Bowl because there's people out there with real world problems. that are going through real shit, complaining about the Super Bowl halftime show. That's a first world luxury problem that I'll be willing to take every time. I mean, I'm still going to criticize and critique people who complain about it because they're fucking idiots. That's all right. That's all right. World needs them too, right? The world needs ditch diggers, right? World needs rock chewers. It's as simple as that. Now, what I would like to do is direct my attention to the Epstein files. I got nothing to say about them, man. Here's the simple fact of the matter. We live in an age where AI is being pressed so heavily. It is harder by the second to discern what is real and what is not. I don't know if that's by design or if that's just an effect. With the Epstein files, you're going to have to color me skeptical. I don't know if they're real. I don't know if they're fake. I don't care. I didn't know Jeffrey Epstein. I don't know not one of the people that he abused. I mean, one thing that I'm fairly confident in saying is that he was a predator, right? Like he did abuse people, right? And even that I don't know for a stone cold fact. I just don't. I guess I'm one of those guys where it's like you're gonna have to color me skeptical and I'm a bit cynical because unless I see it with my own eyes, hear it with my own ears, witness it, feel it, taste it, smell it, use all my senses, I'm skeptical because at the end of the day, people lie, and people lie for their own interests, for their own self gain, for influence. But I do feel comfortable enough saying that more likely than not, yeah, he probably did some really bad shit. But again, I don't know for a fact if he did. And the files, it implicates a shit ton of people. And what I'm trying to convey to people is use some critical thinking. These files are not scripture. You know, any Tom, Dick, and Harry that made any type of accusation appeared in those files. Anybody. I mean, I'd be surprised if somebody on my damn friends list isn't in the files, right? Because what the FBI did and what they do, what any policing agency does, is they take all evidence, they take all corroborating statements, and they put it in a file. And then it's their job to go through these things with a fine tooth comb and discern what is real from what is fake. What stories check out, what accusations check out, do they lead anywhere, is it rubbish, is it bullshit, etc., etc. And people have really lost the art of critical thinking because they rely on AI, they rely on Google, they rely on certain things. I can remember a point in time in history when if I wanted information, I had to get up, I had to go to the source of information, which generally was the library, and I had to read it, and I had to look up sources, and then I had to cross reference with other sources. And then I had to make a decision. Do I trust the information that has been presented to me? Are these sources of information reliable sources? Or is it just somebody's perspective based on the evidence that they were presented? Right? Because everything in this life is perception. Everything in this life is um, a transfer of information, a relaying of information. That's really what it is, right? It's one big game of telephone. You remember when you're a kid and you're in school and you sat down and you guys sat in a circle and the teacher whispered a word and then it got to you and you had to relay that word to the person next to you, and the original word started off as fart, right? But when then it got back to the teacher, it was like, Miss 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 Sheckleshaver farts on a daily or whatever. The information got all twisted, right? The word got all twisted. The phrase got all twisted. That's all this is. But we live in an age where everybody is so sure information, then they go and spew it. You know, the word got all twisted. The phrase got all twisted. That's all this is. But we live in an age where everybody is so sure information, then they go and spew it. They go put it out there, and then some other picks it up, runs with it. Because at the end of the day, some people are super confident. Some people are so confident in what they are transmitting and what they are relaying and what they are telling people that it's believable. And on top of that, they're so confident, and some people are so well spoken and they're poised and they're able to convey the message so clearly and break it down with such understanding that you're like hypnotized into believing it, because that's how good they are, right? That's an art, public speaking, communications, right? And I don't think people quite understand, it's okay to not believe everything. You might get labeled something. Oh, well, you support him. No, I don't support him. I just don't believe you, you fucking retard. It's that simple. You know, call me what you will, but I don't care. Oh, you don't care that kids and this and that. I mean, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, like it does suck. But no, I don't. I don't know them kids. I don't even know if there was kids there. I don't even know if this is real. I I'm pretty sure it is. Like let me be honest. I'm pretty sure it is. But I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. Nothing happened to me. Now, if it did happen, hey, hey, let the system do what the system does. You know what I'm saying? Let the system do what the system does. But don't sit here and tell me that they're having satanic rituals, blood oath sacrifices, all this crazy shit. All right? Like some of the stuff that I'm hearing from people is straight out of a movie. Uh, and then they want to come at me like I'm the crazy one. You don't believe this is going on? It's right in the file. No, I don't believe it's going on. Because in my experience, the truth is usually, not always, usually a lot more mundane, a lot more plain than your imagination wants it to be. Realistically, what was probably happening was people were going to the island, people were getting blackmailed and extorted. People were probably put in some very precarious situations and they got exploited. What are those situations? I have no idea. That's probably what was going on. Okay? Like let's just cut the bullshit. That's probably what was going on. Did some stuff involve kids? Yeah, probably. Probably. Because let's just be very truthful here. There are poor people with those kinds of desires, those sick desires, right? It's a sickness. It's not normal, and I'll never normalize it. I'll never I'll never say it's normal behavior. It's not. It's a sickness. And there are poor people, there are average people that engage in that kind of behavior on the daily, on the daily. So it only stands to reason that ultra rich people would engage in that behavior as well. Because at the end of the day, whether you're rich, poor, in between, average, whatever, you're a human. And everybody is sick to some degree, right? Like, I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that everybody, every human being on planet Earth is sick to some degree. Some more than others, right? Some less. So, in my mind, yeah, it's only normal. And I hate saying normal because it's not. It is not, but in the scope of what I'm talking about, it is. It's only rational, it's only logical to assume that, yeah, there's probably some uber rich people that engage in that kind of behavior as well. And it's probably safe to assume that there's some uber rich people that feel untouchable, that feel like they've conquered life, that feel like they're bulletproof, that feel like they can get away with this kind of behavior, that engaged in other things, right? Like, the psychology behind it, as far as I'm concerned, is integrity itself is an art form. And if you were to take a handful of people and be like, hey, nobody's watching, there's no rules, do what you want to do, I would say nine, maybe eight, 9 out of 10 people are going to do what they want to do, regardless of their moral compass. And what I do know about psychology is your moral compass is something that is learned, it's something that's imprinted on you. And the more that you ignore it and chip away at it, the easier it is for you as a person to do more heinous things, right? Incomprehensible demoralization, we could say. It's easier for you to justify poor behavior. It's easier for you to do things that go against your values and your belief systems until you are completely void of them and you're just acting on your own carnal desires. That much I do know. And I know it. I know it for a fact. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Not to the degree that some of these people at the island were. Not even close. But I can see it. I mean, it just logically makes sense to me. You got all this money in the world. You're on an island where there are no rules. There are no rules. Do what you want. And you're surrounded by the most powerful people of excess wealth that are on the same wavelength as you. That's a party, dude. You know, in so many words, it's a party. It's a free for all. It is complete anarchy in its purest form, with the only thing ruling is money, influence, and power. People are disposable, you know, and when you hit that tier, when you hit that bracket of power, money, influence, it's hard not to look down on other people, right? I, I think that there's still some compassion in people left, you know, but I'm no better. I'm not going to sit here on a moral high horse. There are times when I'm driving through the city and I see bums on the side of the road. Don't even fucking look at me. Don't even look at me. I want nothing to do with you. Because in my mind, right, like, I've put up this defense mechanism, I've put up this barrier where you are the same person I am. You can do what I'm doing, but you choose not to. Therefore, I am above you. And that's a super arrogant, shitty way to look at things. But like I said, I'm human. I've done it. I'm not proud of it, but at least I can admit it. The rest of you scumbags can't. The rest of you scumbags will hide behind this faux virtue signaling. Oh, meanwhile you're going home talking shit, or you're looking down on them. You know, I try my best not to anymore because I've been humbled. I've been in some situations, right? And I'm relaying that to these people on the island because how can they not look at people like that? You know, that's when race, status, familial backgrounds, ethnicities, religious ethnicities, that's where all this shit comes into play. Like that stuff I do believe in. 110%. 110%. I really do believe that they have these thought patterns. Shit. It goes back to what I was saying originally. I know poor people, I know average people, normal people that have these thought patterns. What makes these people any different? Nothing. They're humans. The only difference is they got more cheddar in their pocket. But at the end of the day, they're still human, you know? That's all I got to say about that. So look, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody tuning in. If you're down with dumb shit, if you like dumb memes, stupid videos, sometimes logical commentary, sometimes just stupid retarded commentary, make sure you tune in, like, subscribe. We're all over. We're all over the goddamn interwebs, man. We're on the TikTok, we're on the Instas, we're on the Mark Zuckerberg, we're on the YouTubes. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow. We're on Twitch, we're on Kick. We're all over, man. We're on that purple app. You know, we're all over, dude. So much love. Be safe. Off you go.